Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I am going to answer questions today. What kind of questions? Publishing questions. So I get anywhere from 10 to 30 on a everyday, not weekly, but daily basis of how do you do XYZ, or just publishing is a huge undertaking. If you have not heard me talk about how this is you're running this is a big machine that you're running, and so you're always going to have more questions. And so Wednesdays are going to be allotted. Wednesdays are at one, around one. Forgive me, I'm managing a lot of stuff today, so I said one. I was a little late, but please forgive me. But somewhere around one on Wednesdays, I will answer publishing questions, all questions publishing, whether you're a brand new author, whether you're a seasoned author, whether it's about sales, whether it's about marketing, no matter what it is, I am going to answer the question. If you see me looking down, I'm just trying to make sure that I share this video to people who ask me questions so that they can see the answer. So let's see. On Wednesdays, I will answer. Oh, don't be talking now. Okay, so one of the first questions that was asked was in regards to copywriting. You can actually go file your own copyright, and I'm going to show you where to go. So you can file your own copyright at copyright.gov, copyright.gov. You go here and you go to register a copyright. The follow-up question to the copyright was, do I have to pay for it, or do I have to pay someone to file it for me? At the end of the day, if you can figure out how to maneuver the system, you don't have to pay someone else to do it for you. You can do it yourself. So you're really not paying, you're paying for a service because you don't know how to do the service. It's the equivalent of asking someone to bake a cake for you, or you figure out how to bake it yourself. If I have to take time to figure out how to bake this cake, guess what? I might not have 2 or 3 hours to read through a recipe and mess up and all of these things. So when you pay someone to file the copyright, you're simply just paying for their services. And the general cost for the copyright is somewhere between $85 and $100. Just depends on what you're filing. The next question is, do I need a literary agent? I'm going to say yes, but you don't have to have a literary agent. A literary agent is basically someone who finds work for you on your behalf. What I would say before you worry about having a literary agent is at least know your product, your services, what it is that you're going to have to offer, because a literary agent is basically just speaking on your behalf. Because for myself, I don't have time to call 12, 13, 15 companies to present my product or email and things like that. So your literary agent is basically working on your behalf, whether it's submitting your manuscript for a publisher to take it on, whether it's, if you're like, so for me, I do women's conferences. So I have people that will email my bio and my speaker sheet and things like that to different women's conferences hosts so that I can be put on the program. So depending on what you're looking for a literary agent, depends on if you need one or not. I would say if you're just getting started, or and of course literary agents do charge. So if you say, I want a literary agent, Make sure that you understand you have to pay them just like you have to pay a publisher, a virtual assistant, anything like that. But I will tell you, if I can get 2 or 3 other brandies, if I could just get someone to be me and present me while I'm over here publishing or speaking or whatever it is that I'm doing, if you have some extra hands in the game, absolutely, I would say absolutely go for it. The next question is, will I lose ownership of my manuscript by going through a company? That is determined by the publishing company. So make sure that you read all the way through the contract. For my publishing company, oh, I'm sorry. I assume that everybody knows who I am already, but let me stop and say who I am. So I am author, publisher, trainer, Brandy Hunt. I am the owner of On the Right Track, is a publishing consulting firm, publisher, a publisher, a publishing consulting firm, and I also help with sales strategy for published authors. So basically, I do everything from A to Z when it comes to publishing. On the Right Track, basically the name came from authors telling me I got off track. I don't know what to do next. So I help you stay on the right track in both books and business. And writing a book is a business. So for my company, I don't keep the rights to your work. There are companies that will keep the rights. You will not be able to print the book anywhere. You will not be able to change anything in it. You will not be able to have any say so in it. So if you are going to go through a traditional publishing company, make sure that you read the fine print, because that is what will determine who has the ownership to your manuscript. I do have an aunt, and she explained she got paid, and they pay you a certain amount of dollars to have the rights and the ownership, but you can't do anything to that manuscript or to that book for a certain amount of years. So make sure that you read your contract so that you don't lose the ownership. And the next question is, if I have multiple books, which one should I choose to publish first? That is a common question. So if you have more than one book, but you've already written them. So if these books are all written and you're just trying to determine which one to launch first, there's a few questions that I would ask myself first. Number one, which one do you have the most passion and drive for? Which one do you have the most passion and drive for? Because writing a book is part of it, but selling the book is a whole nother ball game. And if you don't have passion and drive to tell the story or to push it out there, then you're going to quit as soon as it hits the bookshelf. You're going to be like, well, I wrote a book, here it goes, and hopefully it'll sell. Well, at the end of the day, you are the one that's going to have to, you're the face of your book, whatever that book is. You are an author, you are your product and service. And so you have to be the one to push your book out there. So I would say the first question is, which one do you have the most passion and drive for? Second, I would say, which one did you finish first? Sometimes our books come to us in sequential order. So publish them in the order in which they came to you, because if it tells a story, like if it's a stepping stone into the growth of a person. So it may be, if you have a series on healing, what order does a person need to read the story in order to get the big picture? You don't want to tell someone about the end of a thing before you told them about the beginning of a thing. So if you have multiple books, then do the one that you have the most passion and drive for. If you're still writing and the thoughts are still in your head and you're like, I think I got like 2 or 3 books I want to write the one that you have the most information for and the most passion and drive for. Because if I have 3 or 4 books in front of me, or 3 or 4 books in my mind, but I don't have information for all of them, it may be because I need to finish one story before I can even launch into the next story. I'm going to check my link real quick just to make sure I don't have any questions that are coming. These are all questions that were emailed to me. If you're watching this on any day other than Wednesday, this is Right Way Wednesdays. Well, why is it called the Right Way? I'm glad you asked, because there's a right way and a wrong way. And I'm not telling you that either way is perfect. I'm just telling you that, let me say, I'm not telling you that my way is perfect. I'm just telling you that there's a right way, WRITE, and a wrong way. We are products and services and all of those things all in one. So as an author, I'm a product and a service. I can't sell myself like I sell pencils. This is a pen. So I can't sell my book every day to the same person. But I can go buy this pen. If I sell pens, all I got to do is launch this same pen next month. And I probably, if I lost this one, I'm going to go back and buy this same pen. Well, once a person buys your book, they're not going to keep buying the same book, and you can't write books that fast. So what are you going to do to maintain them as a client, customer, reader? You have to produce other things that they're interested in, because you're going to lose their interest. I can reproduce this pen 1,000 times, and 9 times out of 10, because a lot of people need pens, this pen is going to sell real fast. A book, and it costs only probably $1. A book, this is one of my clients, Eyes Open, Anya Ware. It's beautiful, isn't it? Hold on. There you go. A book, $15, $20. First of all, it's a higher investment. Everybody don't want to pay $15 or $20. This dollar pen, I could lose it and I'd be okay because it was just $1. This book is a heavy investment. And so I say that to say, you can't keep selling your client the same book. Then you got to go reproduce a new kind of client every single month. Why don't you just take this book and create 10 different customers out of it? Aha. As they say in Coming to America, aha. Why don't I create 10 different clients or products and services out of one product, so that I don't have to continue to write new books just to get another sale? That's a good question. So let me check my my video and see if anybody's asking any questions. So I don't see any questions on here. Hey guys, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them below. If you're watching this on a different day other than Wednesday, on Wednesdays at 1 o'clock, around 1 o'clock, but I will try to make sure it's at 1 o'clock. But on Wednesdays at 1 o'clock, I will be answering all questions concerning publishing via the Facebook group. And I might pop in on Instagram every once in a while. I might just go over there and meet my people today. I've actually never went live on Instagram. I think if I have, it's been years ago. So I'm going to go and meet the people on Instagram because I've never done it. So I'm in a new season of just doing things that I've never done. You may get something, you may not, but guess what? I'm just doing it to say, hey, to the people who follow me. Have you ever thought, you're following all of these strangers and you don't even know nothing about them? you know the couple of things that they post on their page that day, but you don't know anything about them. And so I feel like that person. I feel like I got 1,000, 2,000 followers on my Instagram, and I never even speak to them. So I'm going to head over to Instagram and answer these same questions over there live as well. But drop below if you watched the video, if you got anything from it. These were the only questions that I received. If you have a question, please inbox me or email me. My email is published, PUBLISH, the letter U00 @gmail.com. I got some good stuff coming up, guys. You don't want to miss it. If you're an aspiring author, I got a special webinar coming out for you. If you are a published author and you're struggling with book sales or creating platforms, generating revenue, I have something for you. All of this is going to launch on Black Friday and for the holidays and for Christmas and beyond. But I have some good specials and sales coming up for you that you don't want to miss. So if you don't have any more, I don't see any more questions coming in. Let me just pop in real quick. I know there's there's a delay on Facebook, so I don't want to leave anybody out, but I will answer the questions that come in from now until next week. I will answer those next week. Let me just make sure I told you everything. Make sure that was all the questions. Copyright. Yep, that was all the questions. So again, you can ask me any question regarding publishing, and I can promise you, I've been doing this for 6 years. I don't know, a lot of you just came in on the end of my journey, not the end of my journey, but the more recent part of my journey, where you see all that I have become. But please understand, I didn't start here. And thank you to everyone who has given me a shout out. I love you. I'm proud of you, because some of y'all knew me when I was jacked up. And I know y'all don't want to believe that, but I was messed up. And I'm not talking about just, I wasn't, and I'm not gonna throw situations out there, because somebody could be doing in this and be like, oh, Brandy called me jacked up. Let's just say I was jacked up, okay? I was all over the place. I was doing all kind of stuff that I didn't have any business doing. Let's just say that. But God still had a plan for me. And I'm so grateful that it doesn't matter where we go. The word tells us, I am with you. Even if you, God say, I am with you, even if you make your bed in hell. He didn't say he want to stay there with you, but he did say, I'm with you. Wherever you are, I am there with you. And so be rest assured that no matter where you are on your journey, if you are just picking up the pen and you're like, I got a story to tell and I just don't know how to tell it, where to tell it, how to tell it, who to tell it to, I am the one that you want to talk to, because I was right there. And I'm not saying that I know everything. What I'm telling you is that I started from nothing. I did not want to be an author. I don't think people understand when I say I didn't walk around like, yeah, I'm going to write books for the rest of my life and help other people write books. And this is just my dream. This was not my dream. My dream was to be a Dallas cowgirl. Don't laugh. I wanted to be a Dallas cowgirl. I wanted to go into the Army. I wanted to, and that was more because my dad was in the Army, and I just felt like that was just the right thing to do. I wanted to be an MP though. So if I went into the military, can y'all imagine me being a military police? That might be good. People be like, Brandy, you look mean. I think I was supposed to be a police officer at some point in my life, but I handed that one back. And then I also have a criminal justice degree. So the mean face comes in handy when I have to, execute justice. But I wanted to be an actress, which I did get to do by way of a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sister friend of mine named Utrina. Some of y'all know her. I've been in movies, I've been in plays, I've been in, and also let me make sure I shout out my very first movie that I was in. It's called The Blood Then Signed My Name, and my what I call her my second mama, Melanie Keenan, put me on to this movie set. And I won't tell you how I got there, but I got there. No, I will tell you, because life is about telling stories. Like, you got to be an awesome storyteller to keep people's interest. So Melanie was a casting director. I think she still is a casting director, and her children were in the industry. And so she asked me if I wanted to ride up there with her and her children, and I said sure. Just to see the movie set and all of this stuff. And so I went to the movie set. It was in Charlotte, and it was phenomenal. Like, there's all these actors, famous. I'm talking about famous actors and actresses, and they were like, we need more extras. And we need adults. Would you like to stay? And I was like, she was like, yeah, you can stay. And they were like, well, we'll need you to stay for 3 days. 3 days. I was like, but remember, I wrote with Melanie, and Melanie's like, I believe in you. And they didn't want her kids. And they said, we can't take any more kids, but we do need adults. And she left. She left me. She said, I believe in you. You can make, you have the gift to make this, to stay and do what's in your heart. So y'all think I be doing hard stuff to y'all. Like, no. She left me in a city, and I was 26. I had a few dollars in my pocket that I could pay for a hotel. I ended up, I'm just telling you the end of the story. So I stayed, we did the video shoot for the day. They offered they paid for all of our food and everything like that. And then the next day, so I had enough to stay for in the hotel for the first night. So I stayed by myself. And then the next night, my change was getting a little strange. And so some other women were on set and they were like, hey, do you want to stay with us? And so I put my little coins with theirs. And then somebody actually was from Greenville and said, do you want to ride back home with me? That was God. Like at the end of the day, Melanie believed in me and said, you know what, I believe in you. I'm gonna drop you off so you can make your dreams come true. And just remembering that story, I tell you guys that all the time. I believe in you. And y'all be like, wait, I don't know what to do. I don't know what it's going to come up out of you. What's in you is going to come out of you if you connect yourself with the right people. We're on the right track, connected to the right people, going in the right direction. Amen. I didn't preached on the live today. So hopefully that blessed you. Again, you got to be a great storyteller to sell books. Because at the end of the day, what is a book anyway? It's a story. I don't care what the story is about. The story can be about kids, adults, tragedy, triumph, leadership. I mean, I think we're up to 100 genres, but reading a book should be like watching TV. We should be more detailed. A lot of, I get when people, send me their manuscripts and stuff like that, I'll be like, you left out the details. And they're like, oh, I don't want to talk about that part. It was so harsh and it was so tragic, but that's the part that you're going to need to connect to people. That's the part that you need to connect to people. The tragedy, not the tragedy itself connecting, but the fact that you can describe who, what, when, why, where, and how. I'm going to say that again. Who, what, when, where, why, and how. If you can describe that, you will have the best manuscript. I'm gonna go ahead and give you like a little plug. I wasn't gonna. So I do have this, and I want to say this today, just in case you don't hear me when I say it on Friday. I am creating, or I have created, but if you know, before I was just doing publishing, and you just have to come to me, and I will publish your book. But because a lot of people are still in the discovery phase of their story, so I have created just manuscript development. So if you are looking for manuscript development, it's called Mastering the Manuscript, but manuscript development is not publishing. So let's make sure we understand both of those things. Manuscript development is coming up with a juicy story or going back through your manuscript, making sure that you have all your ducks in a row and that you didn't leave something out. That happens a lot. So at the end of the day, we need to master the manuscript, because you're not going to have a best-selling book if you didn't write a best-selling book. We don't want a million people to buy it and it wasn't any good. And so, and I wouldn't do that anyway. People that know me know I'm not perfect, but I do want to be excellent. So let me check one more time, since I stayed on here and I said, well, let me check again, because I did my last check. So let me check again. Don't have any. All right, so questions coming in. I don't see any questions. So thank you for joining. I see a few people on here. Thank you. I don't see your names because I'm actually coming from Zoom, and it's just so I can keep record of the questions that I've asked. And let me tell you something. Zoom has saved my life this year. I wish I had stock in it. But if you are a motivational speaker, let me back up. If you want to be a motivational speaker, I can help you. If you're just getting started, I can help you. Did I tell you that I can help you with a lot? Do you know how long I've been doing this? I've been doing this I published my first book in 2014. When I published my book, I thought that was it. I was like, okay, I published my book. I'm done. I'm good. Let me go back and do what I was doing. People started calling me saying, can you come and tell us your story? I already told you the story. It's in the book, remember? And they're like, but we want to hear it verbally. We want you to come and admonish us with your gift of what? They're like, you tell great stories. Do I? I was terrified. I told y'all that on the message. I would stand there like they're like, hey, we'll pay you to come. That's great, but I'm not coming. And so I had to come to Jesus meeting with God. And I said, God, if you fill my mouth, just like you did Moses and Joshua and all of those prophets, I'll say what it is that you have for me to say. So if you want to become a speaker, if you want to become, and I say become, we're all becoming. I don't want anyone to ever think that there is a magical place called there, but I don't know where it is. I'm still looking for it myself. But I do have tips and tools and things like that that can help you to excel and go farther than you ever could have imagined, just because you, one, believed in yourself, and two, had the necessary resources and tools. All right, I'm heading over to Instagram. Guys, thank you for being here. If you're interested in mastering the manuscript, if you're interested in publishing strategy session, which is technically just me and you getting together, let me hear about your story, your book. What is it? What are the resources or the products or services? If you don't have them, I'm going to give you the strategy. Like, you don't have to come to me and be like, yeah, what should I do? And I'll be like, I don't know. I'm going to give you the strategy that has worked for me. And then, but all authors are not created equal. You don't do what someone else did just because it made them money. Guess what? That might not make your product money. A book is a product. You might need to create a service off of your book. You may be trying to sell one book at a time, and that's not your niche. Your book should probably be a spinoff of a service that you offer. That's a free tip right there. Your book should be a spinoff of a different service that you offer. And if you think, oh, that was good, I offer free consultations. And the consultation is just to make sure that we make a good fit. Because while I believe that I can't help everybody, I can't help everybody. That's just at the end of the day, there are some people that may need different kind of coaching that I don't have. But if you are an author, aspiring author, meaning, and I like to just call everybody authors, but I get that there's levels to this. So when I say aspiring, that means that your book is not in completion yet. I believe in the author in you. Okay, I believe in the author in you. But do you believe in the author in you? Great. So if you say, I want to master my manuscript, I think it needs some work, it needs some development, I can help you with that. Schedule a consultation. I'll make sure that I put my scheduling link under, and it's all in the group as well, but I'll put my scheduling link. You can also go to brandyhunt.com and schedule from there. The consultation is free. And then if you want to get a strategy session just to find out what other products and services could you develop out of your book, I can get that done for you too. And of course, my New York came out. And of course, I offer publishing. So if you say, you know what, I don't want to do any of the work, I can do the work for you. I do offer publishing services. And in about a week, if that, I'm not sure that my videos will be finished by Black Friday, but sometime within the next week, you will see me launch my self-publishing webinar masterclass. It's a signature course, and it's got all, I'm gonna just wait because it just has all the blessings of publishing with it. I give you every single step to publishing. You won't even need a publisher. You will need me. I'm toot my own horn, but you will need me to make sure that you did it right. But you can do the work yourself and put your money into marketing. If the only thing I would have known when I got started is to save your money for marketing, I would have done that, because that's where your money is going to be returned. The publishing is just getting the book to print. Now, if you don't have time to publish, great. I'm here for you. You can just pay me to publish, and then you can also pay me to help come up with your sales strategy. I'm here for it. But if you have the time to at least publish, the reason why you can't publish on your own is because you don't know what you're doing. But I don't know how to build a house. But if it's in my heart to build a house, guess what's going to get built? A house, because I'm going to figure out how to get all the things that I need to get to build the house. So we've had a great time today. I wish I could see, like, I can see people on here, but I can't react. Maybe next time I'll put the link so that you can come in the VIP lounge, as my author friend Anya says, come in the back, the VIP lounge in the Zoom, so y'all can actually be in the background with me. But thank you again. Thank you for all the love. Thank you for being my friends. Thank you for being my clients. Thank you for being my customers. I don't have fans. I really don't. Um, I have friends, and I have friends who trust me and trust the gift in me and trust that I have their best interests at heart. I don't have fans. Fans are people who are over there somewhere and they clap every once in a while. Y'all clap for me all the time. Y'all ain't gonna get, look. I'm not doing this with y'all clap for me all the time, and I appreciate it. Fans clap for you every once in a while. Well, I will say, well, now diehard fans, they might clap for you all the time. But thank you again for being my friends, for trusting the God in me, for trusting the author in me, for trusting me with your work. And if you know someone else that is always talking about writing a book, or you know that they have an amazing story to tell, please have them schedule a free consultation. I love you all. Talk to you soon.